Hey, awesome universe, hey, it's nice to be awesome, how you doing? I'm doing a great day around the world. Basically, guys, yes, this is basically the Guardians of the Galaxy official movie review, basically by me, and yes. But by the way, guys, warning, and you saw it in the title, if you have not seen the movie yet, do not watch this video. Just quickly warning you, and if you don't mind spoilers or you don't really care that much, continue watching. If you do, go watch the movie and then come back and watch the review. But, you know, there's the warning there as well. So, yeah, this contains those spoilers, and I'm going to talk about the movie. But yes, oh my god, what was my first thoughts on it? Absolutely great movie, absolutely loved it. It was action-packed, it was great comedy, you know, great emotion. I love stand-up performances, loads. Holy crap, there was like loads of them. So, let's get into it, and it really connected well with the MCU, the rest of the MCU, and the big storyline for Avengers 3. So let's do it, shall we? The first thing you see is basically, you see Star-Lord, aka Peter Quill, as a kid at the hospital. You know, pretty much, you know, you can tell he's upset. And his grandfather basically takes him into the room where his mum's dying of cancer and everything. And she tells him that, you know, his grandfather's going to look after him. And that basically, she does tell him to take her hand, and he doesn't do it because he's too upset. And then she dies, sadly. And then he ends up running outside crying in the middle, like, you know, of outside the hospital. And then a huge spaceship comes and takes him away. Then, in it, by the way, it was like 1988 or somewhere in the 80s, basically, this happened. But then after that, the movie goes to the present time of the MCU. It's 26 years later. And, yes, it's basically that. And, you see Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord. I'm just gonna call him Star-Lord. You see Star-Lord, basically, he goes to you see him older, you know, more obviously, like he's a man now, and he basically goes on a planet, and he basically has come for the orb. It's pretty funny. Before he goes to the orb, he hits his music for his headphones, he starts dancing everywhere, and he's throwing rats everywhere. It's funny. It's just hilarious. Chris Pratt is such an amazing actor. It's hilarious. And then, obviously, you see that Korath arrives with his goons and everything, his soldiers, and literally, you know, it's really, really awesome because he's like, who are you, Star-Lord? And he goes, who? And then that bit's just amazing. And then eventually, you know, obviously, you know, he makes Star-Lord makes an amazing escape. He runs away, and he literally gets away from the planet, basically. And you know, and then obviously right after that, it's quite funny because basically after he's escaped, you see this girl, this pink alien girl, just pop up saying, and then it's so funny, he literally has forgot her name and forgot she was even in the spaceship. So that was pretty hilarious. Then we go next to, you see Ronan the Accuser for the first time, and yeah, you just see him like gearing up, putting on the, you know, his clothes and stuff like that. You know, the paint and everything is really sick. And then basically you see that he hears from Korath that basically about the guy who stole the orb, and then you see Gamora, you see Nebula there. You know, a lot of competing going on, but also not just that. Thanos basically, you know, the other tells Thanos wants to see him. He goes to see Thanos basically, and him and the other are having a bit of an argument, and then he basically knocks out the other, Ronan, and then Thanos turns around on his throne, with Nebula also there as well. And wow, you know, Josh Brolin, this was his first performance as, you know, obviously as Thanos, the Mad Titan, and wow, I gotta admit, Thanos looked really, really good, and also Josh Brolin sounded amazing as the role, so really happy with that. And then basically he warned Ronan, just like kind of like where the other warned Loki, if you fail me, bitch, you're gonna get fucked up. Basically, that's what kind of like he pretty much said. Then after that, basically, the next thing you see is basically you see Nova Corps, basically, the world of Nova Corps, and it's funny, you see Rocket Raccoon, who pretty much is like, because you know he's a thief and everything, with him and Groot, Groot's very innocent in this movie, obviously. And him and Groot are looking for somebody, obviously, to, you know, for the money and everything. They're looking, because, Yondu, basically, because, you know, Star-Lord was working with Yondu, but because he's keeping the orb for himself for the money, Yondu's after his ass now, so it's pretty funny. Yondu, by the way, Michael Rooker's Yondu was fucking awesome in this movie. So then, basically, you know, they're in Nova Corps. You know, he goes to ask why, you know, Star-Lord asks, like, to this guy, you know, the shopkeeper, why does everybody want the orb? But then, as soon as he says Ronan, he kicks him out of the shop, and then you see Gamora there, who was sent by Ronin, basically. And wow, oh my god, she was looking fucking fine as hell. Anyway, moving on, moving on. Basically, oh yeah, she, and then basically, this action scene was actually pretty fucking awesome. She basically steals the orb, and then it's basically like, kind of like, I like what they did here. They were using their skills, Star-Lord and Gamora, to fight each other. Hell, even Rocket Raccoon and Groot were involved in the fight. It was so funny and awesome and everything. And then they all got arrested by the Nova Corps officers. They ended up in prison, and basically, because Gamora's an assassin, a well-known assassin who's killed loads of people because of who she's been working with and everything. Yeah, that's why loads of persons wanted to kill her. And yeah, and mostly, Gamora was pretty much, Star-Lord was pretty much hanging with Groot and also Rocket in that time. But then we finally get to see Drax the Destroyer, who's in the prison as well. That's where you first see him. And Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer was a fucking beast in this movie. He did a great performance. And then, because basically he wants to kill Gamora because, he's revenge-driven. Because of what Ronin did to his family and everything. And then Star-Lord convinces him, if you help us, if you join us, get out of here, we can help you kill Ronin, basically. And that's why he didn't kill her. And also, it's quite cool. You actually get to see how he gets his blades. So that's really cool. Then after that, they basically make the grand escape. Gamora, Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot. It's basically just them four in the beginning, and then Drax the Destroyer just joins them afterwards. And it's a pretty good scene, because, everybody's doing something. Everybody's doing something. You got, everybody's like, Rocket's basically doing the plan. You got everybody else fighting people and retrieving stuff. It's really, really funny and awesome. And then they escape the prison, and then the next thing they're heading to is the planet Nowhere, basically. And they go there, and basically, it's funny because they have to wait in a queue for like ages. So they say, "What can we actually do?" And it's funny because then they actually get drunk and everything and start playing poker or something. And then you got Star-Lord and Gamora hanging out, and it's pretty funny because he shows her what music and everything, and they almost kiss, and it's funny. She actually hits him and everything. It's pretty funny. And then you see that Rocket Raccoon and Drax, and Groot are having a fight because they're drunk and everything. But the thing is, what I liked about this scene was, I liked how they revealed some more, and I mean more. They revealed Rocket's origin, and this is what I liked about the whole movie, because they showed, obviously in the beginning they showed Star-Lord's origin, but during the movie they revealed Drax's origin, they revealed Groot's origin, they revealed Gamora's origin, they revealed Rocket's origin. They mentioned what their origins were in the movie, which was really, really good, and it was really good and emotional. So really good about that part. Basically, then they finally, Gamora, Rocket, Groot, and Star-Lord finally get to go to the Collector. And basically, this is really good, this part, because then basically you get to hear about the history and the Infinity Stones, and what the orb is, and what they're capable of, and everything. It's really cool, hinting to Avengers 3 in the future and the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. And then the pink girl, the right-hand girl of Collector, basically kills herself by touching the Infinity Stone, blowing everything up. And then the next thing they know it, they're trying to get out of here and with the Infinity Stone, but the bad thing is Drax has just called the Kree to come, and Drax, because he wants to kill Ronin, but then Ronin absolutely fucks the hell out of him, like literally beats the shit out of him, because he's a beast. Nebula, they have a little bit of a chase with the Kree, and Nebula is leading the chase, and it's the Kree and Nebula versus Rocket and Star-Lord and Gamora. Gamora actually, spaceship gets blown up at one point where Star-Lord has to get out of his spaceship. Luckily, he calls Yondu and he's like, come and get me, because he knows that there's a good chance he could pick up, because he wants him alive and everything. So to save Gamora, he puts his spaceship helmet thing on her so she can breathe, and then luckily they get them, and it's and that. Basically, Rocket after that wants to leave with Groot and everything, but Groot wants to stay, and also Drax the Destroyer realizes he's been blind. He's been using his revenge-driven, his hate, to keep him going, but he knows that, this was not the right way to do it, and he realizes if they do it together, he can, finally get what he wants. And then, you know, it's funny, Yondu is literally beating the crap out of Star-Lord, and then Star-Lord literally, you know, reveals that basically the plan of the Infinity Stone and everything. But the deal is Yondu gets the stone, and you know that's how, like if Yondu helps them. Then basically the final battle, and yes, oh yeah, obviously the Kree have the Infinity Stone, and Ronin basically makes himself so powerful and everything, and then he's like to Thanos, yeah, after I destroy Nova Corps and Xander, I'm coming for you, bitch, basically. And that was the point where you're like, oh shit. But yeah, the battle happened, and it was a pretty good battle of spaceships and everything at Nova Corps. There was some decent destruction. There was you know, a really good battle. Rocket Raccoon was mostly in the ship and everything. You had Groot, Gamora, and Drax Destroyer, and also Star-Lord in the spaceships. You know, they were in one spaceship, and they went into the big dark spaceship of the Kree where Ronin was. And they basically, you know, they were literally, you know, fighting everyone to get into there, to get to Ronin. It was really awesome. You got to see Nebula versus Gamora, which was cool. And Nebula basically ran up, you know, she basically ran away in a spaceship, so you will probably see her in the next movie, Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. But yeah, it was really, really cool. And then basically, you know, the spaceship ended up crashing, basically, because, you know, fucking Ronin used so much power, they basically made the whole bloody ship crash. And then basically they were on because if it gets to the surface, that's when he can literally just kill everyone, Ronin. And, basically, it was so funny. This was the funniest bit of the movie. To stop Ronin from doing it, Star-Lord stopped singing and dancing, and then literally, I like what they do here, because they work together to basically, you know, to distract Ronin and defeat him. And then basically you just see Drax Destroyer shoot him with this gun thing, and then basically they all like hold hands and everything, and basically they use the power against Ronin, which kills him. Hopefully Ronin the Accuser is resurrected for Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, because obviously he's awesome and we want to see him as an anti-hero, plus see more of him in the future. And then the movie ends with Nova Corpses, you know, everything's happy, they've all found a purpose for themselves to be heroes, they're all, you know, they are in a spaceship, Nova Corps thanks them, and then they just drive off at the end. Now, and obviously Groot did die, but he came back, and as you can see, he was like a little baby Groot thing, so he was growing back. And then basically the post-credit scene was the Collector with, by the way, we saw a cameo of Cosmo, by the way, quite a few times. And yes, oh yeah, hell, there was even a Dark Elf from For the Dark World, which was funny. And obviously another thing was, yes, we saw Howard the Duck in the post-credit scene. So yeah, that was pretty funny, and that was who Nathan Fillion basically was. And yeah, that was the movie. And for me, it was an ultimate 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. It had great comedy, action-packed, absolutely amazing adventure, great story, great emotion, loads of stand-up performances. Chris Pratt was great, Dave Bautista was great, Vin Diesel was great, Bradley Cooper was great, you know, Zoe Saldana was always solid, Lee Pace's Ronin the Accuser was fucking awesome. You know, oh wow, it was just so many stand-up performances, and yes, great movie. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. You know, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Fucking awesome. It's in my top 4 favorite comic book movies of all time right now. I think it's one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. James Gunn is a god, and yes. So leave a like and comment for your opinions. Subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching the movie review. If you want to follow me on Twitter, HissAmo7. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Demon Yid, I'll be back for more, guys. And bye, guys. Love you. Remember, you're awesome. And I'm hooked on the feeling after watching the movie. Bye, guys.